Hey guys, it's Dave. If you've been around a minute, no secret that I don't love unboxing videos, and I've only done one. And this isn't really even going to be an unboxing video because I have already opened this up because I just can't stand to watch somebody cut open a box, get rid of the tape, take the plant out. You know what an unboxing video is. I more wanted to talk about, besides this extraordinary plant, I'm going to show you the extraordinary plant, what it means for me to shop with intentionality. And I hate to use the word because so many people are using it and have been using it. I don't know what it means to them, and it just seems to have kind of lost all meaning. You know, I intend to shop with intention. I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm building my orchid collection, basically from scratch, and how I came to that decision, and maybe that will help someone out there. Stick with me. Friends, the first thing I did 3 summers ago was get rid of every plant I had been influenced to buy. I found myself looking around my collection, what I was taking care of, what was taking my time, my resources, space, and realizing I didn't love what I was seeing. I didn't love what I was growing. And one thing that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way is it was beginning to look like everyone else's collection, at least in that regard, with philodendrons. And philodendrons back then, if you don't remember or weren't there for it, were as hot as anthurium are now. So anthurium are the new philodendron. Trademark. From there, I concentrated on growing what I really, really loved, Hoya. And then 2 years ago, I got my first Hoya. I've told this story a few times at a thrift store. And got that to spike, double spike, and bloom, and really captured my attention on the dark, long, dark, dreary days in Iowa winters. To have that magnificent pop of color, it just really got me. I prefer that to variegated plants. So to have the kind of texture within a collection where I kept it, really, really nice. Then late last summer, I decided to get more serious about orchids. And by then I had already cleared out a ton of my collection, ton of the tint. If I didn't love it, it was gone. If it was just a placeholder, gone. If it was a plant that I had tried to resurrect 2, 3, 4, 10 times, gone. No time, place, energy for those plants. Just a time suck. I started with that collection from Hosserman's and picked plants that were either in bud or in spike so that I would have flowers for this winter. We may keep our house a little too cool because some of those are only just now and won't be flowering for a little while. So I'm going to have flowers into spring for sure, but all of those plants look as though they had never lived anywhere but in this house. To move on from there and to start buying plants one at a time. And I am not someone, if you drop $10,000 on my head, that is going to spend $10,000 on an orchid collection. I don't know what I'm going to like in a year. I don't know what I don't know yet. I haven't been to my first Orchid Society meeting to see what those folks have to offer, what they love to grow, what advice they have. But I did fall in love with the plant. And that is something that doesn't happen to me too often. I mean, of course, there are tons of plants I love, but not one where I was just immediately dumbstruck. So first thing I did was, what does that plant require? What conditions is it going to take to make that plant happy? Do I have them? I do have them. It's an intermediate to warm growing orchid. That I can do. If it had to be an orchid that really needs warm conditions, that's not this house. In the winter, like we're gonna have -8 outside and single-digit highs for the next few days. That means that our old furnace in this old house aren't gonna be warm. And you know, it'll start out at, the furnace won't take us any higher than 59 degrees, and then it'll be 56 degrees, and it'll be 54 degrees with those daytime temps so low. I mean, -8 to 56 degrees is a huge swing, and this is not a modern, tightly sealed house. The other thing I did was create room. I made two 8.5 foot tall shelves on either side of the really large living room window. So on those sides, windowsill to wall. So I made space to put these plants. So I don't have to wonder, where is my orchid collection going to go? Then it's a matter of, let me back up. Then it was a matter of, somebody just anonymously bought me 5 coffees, that donation you can do to creators, and other people have bought me a single coffee or multiples. I've been banking that just to put back into plants. YouTube money, when you shop on Amazon through my storefront, that's paying our utility bills, some gas, maybe a little bit of food, which is really helpful. For those of you who don't know, I have long COVID and I lost my career at the university, at least for now. So that is my supplemental income. But when people buy me a coffee, I thought that might be a way to just put it away and save it for some special plant, whatever that might be. What I chose was the Psychopsis Mendenhall Hildos. This ticked a number of boxes for me to start a collection that's a little bit further outside of the mainstream. Orchid people will know this well. That doesn't make it less special to me. Now, to me, it doesn't much matter that this is an FCC AOS plant, so First Class Certificate from the American Orchid Society. That's their highest honor in their judging system. I'm too new to be impressed by that. But one, just from the leaves, really, really cool. And I hope this is focusing okay. Without the studio light, this close-up focusing is really struggling. So maybe I won't do too much close-up today. But what makes this plant especially unique is that it puts out a very long spike, up to 3 feet, and it's a sequential bloomer. So it will bloom and bloom and bloom for potentially months on end from that spike, and that spike lives on. So I've seen 8 years, 10 years, 12, 15, and then today I saw almost indefinitely. So somewhere between me being in my early 60s and long off this earth, potentially this spike could be growing. Hopefully when this spike dies off, when it does come, I'll still be here to be tending to other spikes on this plant. Other criteria for picking this particular plant, a mature specimen. I wasn't going to buy some seedling that was 4 years off from blooming and save a few dollars. Not for this. I need this to spike and I need a flower as soon as possible. And that is the prize. That flower is just magnificent. This plant is named because that flower resembles a tropical butterfly. Now, I did a little Google searching for tropical butterflies and I didn't see exactly maybe what they were talking about, but I saw some resemblance with a few. But standalone, that flower is absolutely stunning and it's huge. So tick, tick, tick. Those are the boxes. That is just lovely. But pretty as that is, give me the flower. Anyway, I know that starting a collection this slowly is also from a point of privilege that I already have a lot of very beautiful plants. So I'm not starting at 0. If I were starting at 0 for some reason, I would want to buy, 20 or 30 plants that I already know and know well, because I would miss the jungle. I would miss, you know how different your house looks if you just move plants to water them. It's not a good scene. It's a bad scene when you move a plant and you see that empty spot. But I just don't have that compulsion to have to own everything now, or just to own everything. I just don't have that. Long term, I don't think that's a way to stay content with your collection. I think happiness will be a goalpost that you just keep moving. I'll be happy with the collection when I've tracked down whatever. And there's no gold medal waiting for us at the finish line of who owns the most plant, who owns the most of this genus or species, and et cetera and so forth. So I keep that in mind. I don't even keep in mind. I just don't think that way. So for me to have this one lovely plant, thanks to several of you, and truly, that means so much. I just, it's fun to be able to bring something new to the channel. Even if I don't know anything about it, you'll get to see me learn along the way. I could potentially mess this up. Well, who knows? This was a fun one for me because I added a beautiful plant to my collection. I hope you enjoyed it. Come see me again in the next one real soon, okay? Bye-bye.